My name is Camillo Viveiros. I'm the director of the George Wiley Center. So this isn't how my name, Camilo Viveiros.
Thank you.
So you got a chance to meet some great grassroots groups, you know, the Port Authority, our own Port Authority, Sister Fire, the George Wiley Center. This isn't how we wanted to meet PPL. You know, we do research, the George Wiley Center, into utility policy, and we're aware of some of the tiered structures that you have in place there. And we were hoping to collaborate with you, like we've done with many organizations, to implement a more robust tiered structure. We call it a percentage income payment plan, but we've worked with, you know, folks like the PUC. And unfortunately, you made that possible. This is your introduction to us in a way, and I don't, you know, we're familiar with the technical arguments. So please, you know, I've been to a lot of these hearings. I'm familiar when I walk down the hall, and you'll laugh, oh, well, they don't understand the difference between the supply and distribution charge. And we had a press conference last week, and the offer still stands. Economics 101, we can get an expert to talk to anybody in this room, because we refuse to be treated like we're stupid, that you don't make a profit off of the supply chain. When you go to Walmart and they say something, right, let me speak in a more popular education format so you can absorb it a little clearer. When you go to Walmart and say the supply chain has some difficulties and the prices go up and you buy whatever the product is, does that mean that Walmart is no longer a for-profit company and does not make money off of that purchase? It's a for-profit company, right? Is PPL no longer nonprofit through the supply side? I know this is groundbreaking for you, but the only way you can eliminate profit is by being a nonprofit, a cooperative. We're no longer going to believe the shell game that deludes us into believing that you can play games with your accountants, play games with the distribution chain, and it's unacceptable. We've heard many speakers, billions of dollars you've had to come to this state. So we're demanding that you have the money to eat this. Whatever way you want to work it. If the commissioners say the technocratic thing, I'm not a lawyer. You know, we have great lawyers like Jennifer Wood, but you know, if we're not jumping through the right hoops, guess what? Transformation is happening in this state. And there's going to be accountability one way or another. If you don't feel like you have the legal, administrative authority to do the right thing, then you should resign. You really should don't waste your time. Because at the George Wiley Center, our entire budget is less than any one of you are paid. And we're the ones that are going to have to deal with people coming in, facing shutoff, people coming in, shut off already because they don't know their rights. So this isn't a little therapeutic, this isn't a therapeutic exercise. I know you're used to the ritual, get a little chuckle about, I've heard you make fun of some of our members in the past, members of the PUC. So thank you for your respectful cadence and listening, but this is not a ritual that we're here to feel better about ourselves and our concerns are going to go away. They're not going to go away today. They're not going to go away tomorrow. Even if you eliminated this rate increase, we're still not happy. We're not happy. There's a lot of work to be done, and we're happy to work with people, to collaborate, to solve the pain. It is an insult to say that the governor's proposal of $50 one time is enough. It is an insult to say LIHEAP is sufficient we've heard a breakdown, an economic breakdown by Senator Morales. It's not sufficient for a lot of middle-class, working-class people, and it isn't sufficient for low-income people. It isn't sufficient for undocumented people in this state. So things are not okay. They might be okay for everybody on this side. Maybe you're right, because you're speaking out, you're projecting your own comfort, your privilege, and, you know, if you can't do something, because guess what? In your mission is not just to protect the utilities. In the past, we've had commissioners that have rejected proposals. And if you say, that's fine, if you want to have in your mantra in your head, oh, it's a supply chain, and oh, gee, it's a supply side bill, and the ignorant George Wiley Center, you know, I remember a story not too long ago, the division saying to us, laughing at us many times, and, oh, you know, we come here, we do actions. People would say, oh, silly, you remember this, Leo? Remember this story? We didn't know what we were talking about, right? And then, you know, luckily the Center for Justice turned some of our members into plaintiffs, and we went in front of a judge, and lo and behold, not only were we saying what was morally right, we were saying what was legally correct. So it's your job to be creative, to not just build distrust of the public by rubber stamping every single supply rate increase. Find a way. If you can't find a way, all your expertise in decades in the legislature, you know, I don't know how long in National Grid, I don't know how long as a consultant. What's the use of all this expertise if you're not going to serve the public? Yeah. We're paying for you. You are on our payroll. And I'm just going to end with, you know, something that we see through all this, right? And, you know, we hope it changes. We hope your attitude changes, because maybe you all are the ones that need some therapy. This isn't a therapy session. This is an accountability session. We're going to keep on watching. We're going to be active. We're going to talk to elected officials. You know, but in the meanwhile, right, we see through all this. And so, Rhode Island Energy, you can't hide. We can see your greedy side. Rhode Island Energy, you can't hide. We can see your greedy side. Rhode Island Energy, you can't hide. We can see your greedy side.